Hello guys, and welcome back to Betterment Crypto. So in this video, we're just going to be going over how to set up your MetaMask if you've never set up a MetaMask before. So what Metamask is it's essentially a wallet, an Ethereum wallet. It can have other chains on there, but it's mainly an Ethereum wallet that is stored in your browser. And what allows you to do is you can go on different web pages and interact with this wallet. So for example, anytime you use Uniswap, or rather anytime I use Uniswap, I use Metamask. And when I just hit trade, it knows and it'll send a signal to Metamask, and then a pop-up will go up. And it can just be a wallet that's really good with interacting with different web pages. On top of that, it's just a regular wallet. And it's not owned by any one company. It's not like a centralized thing. So you really do own your codes and your keys and stuff like that. So it's a very popular choice. It's very secure in my opinion. And this is just how to get it and how to get set up with it. So I'm using Brave right now. This is just another browser. I usually use Chrome. Both work, but the reason I'm not using Chrome right now is because I already have MetaMask set up on Chrome. So this should work on Chrome or Brave, whichever browser you're using, but that's why I'm using Brave in this instance. So it will work on Chrome. The first thing that you want to do is go to metamask.io and just hit enter. And you'll see this is what you're greeted with. And you can read a little bit about this. It's pretty much what I said. It's essentially just a wallet. They might try and persuade you that it's a little bit more, which it is a really good piece of software. You can also get other chains on there. Like I mentioned, you can get the Binance Smart Chain on there. That's the way I use the Binance Smart Chain, and I think most people do that. But mainly it's just a wallet. So once you're here, you're just going to hit the download button, this blue download button at the top right. And then you'll be redirected to this page. So it should say install MetaMask for your browser. You've got the option of Brave, iOS, and Android. So right now we're just doing your browser. Oh, I should mention, if you're not using Brave as your browser, this might show as Chrome or Firefox or something else. But this is just whatever your browser is. So for the purposes of this video, we're installing it on the computer. So I'm just going to keep this here. If you're on Chrome, you'll just keep that there. And then you're going to hit install MetaMask for Brave down here, or whatever it says for you. From there, it should open this Chrome Web Store link. And this is what you want to do. You just hit add to Brave or add to Chrome. Again, we'll just use Brave and Chrome interchangeably here. And then hit add extension. And once it's done downloading, it should appear right here. So this page will pop up, and you can just hit get started. Before I hit get started, I just want to say if you're using it a lot, this is just something I do with extensions I use a lot in Chrome. If you hit this puzzle piece icon, you can actually hit this pin icon, and then it will just appear up there always, which I just find it convenient for extensions I'm using often. Instead of having to go here, click, it's just one less click. Just wanted to briefly mention that. So this page should come up once you install the extension, and then you'll just hit get started. So if you're new to MetaMask, you're just going to hit create a wallet. This button is if you already have a MetaMask wallet, but this is a new computer or something. So say if I'm installing Brave browser and I want to have my MetaMask from my Chrome, I would hit this option. And it's pretty straightforward from there. But this is, we're just going to assume that you don't have MetaMask set up yet. So we're just going to hit create a wallet. This you can do whatever you want. I always like to help the developers just because in my situations I've been a developer before and it helps to have feedback, but it's really a personal choice. I'm just gonna hit I agree. Then you're gonna create a password. So this is a password. It's gonna ask for it somewhat frequently. For me, I want to say maybe once a week or a little more often whenever I open MetaMask. So it doesn't always require it, but every so often it's going to require the password. So obviously make it a secure password. The main thing here is your keys. That's what really you want to keep safe. But we'll get to that in a minute. This obviously you want a secure password because if someone gets onto your computer specifically, they can use this password and kind of spend your money how they want. So you're going to want to make this somewhat secure. So I'll just put a default password right now, and I'll confirm it. Again, the minimum has to be 8 characters. And then these are the terms of use. If you want to read through the terms of use, here they are. I haven't read through the whole thing, but I think we get the gist of that. So you'll just check that box and then hit create. So from there, they've got this little video on securing your wallet, and To sum it up, they basically say, look, your secret recovery phrase is important. It's a phrase that's 12 words, and this is what I'm talking about. You can not give this away. This is, if somehow this gets in the wrong hands, your wallet is drained. Essentially what this means is if anybody gets a hold of this, they can go on any computer and they can go put these 12 words in and they've got access to all of your funds. So it can seem scary, but if you know how to be careful with it, then you're fine. But, there isn't because this isn't some centralized thing, you can't reach out to, MetaMask support and say, oh, someone got my 12-word phrase. Can you please give me my money back? It doesn't work like that. So really, you're very responsible for this, and you're going to have to be super careful with this. So they actually recommend to save it in one of these places: a password manager, an actual physical bank vault, or a safe deposit box. And then they also recommend to write it down and store it in multiple secret places. Personally, I know some people really like the idea of, oh yeah, I'm not having some authority take control, like this is just me. Me personally, I sometimes get a little scared of this because I personally trust some company more than I would trust myself, like if my house burns down or something. So obviously I keep these in very safe places, but you want to make sure that it's not too safe where you're going to forget it or where something could happen to it. Like you don't want some fire to happen in your house and it's all gone because you had it in some vault or closet or a drawer. So yeah, very important phrase. Once you have that written down, you're going to hit next. And this is where it's going to give you your phrase. So I suppose I shouldn't reveal this on the video, but this wallet is just for testing purposes, so I'm not going to do anything with it. So this is the 12 words that you'll have. What you'll want to do is you're just going to write this down. What I'd recommend personally is you can either, if you have a really good password manager that you trust, you can put that in your password manager. Or if you're someone who really prefers physical stuff, like when you take notes, you write it on paper, not on computer, I'd recommend literally just not even copying this and just grabbing a piece of paper, writing it down on maybe even 2 or 3 separate pieces of paper, putting them in, very secret places or places that no one's of malicious intent is going to find or touch. And that way, if one thing happens to one of the papers, or even 2 of them, you're not going to be, without any money. So that I just really have to emphasize this. These 12 words are perhaps the most important thing about MetaMask. So once you've got that, you're just going to hit next. I might have to copy this because it might give me a verification. Yes. So I'm just going to put this here, and you're just going to put it in the order that it came in. So mine is Quick, Fabric, Direct, Cool, Muscle, Learn, Teach, Eternal, Stock, Produce, Myself Easily. And then you can hit confirm. And if you've done that in the correct order, you should be able to confirm. So now you've got this screen. It says, congratulations, you passed the test. And basically just, reiterates that you got to keep your recovery phrase safe. So I think we've gone over that enough. I don't have to repeat all of this. Then once you're done with that, you can hit all done. And from there, they're just going to give you this page. So it looks a little big here, and most of the time, you're just going to access it by hitting this fox here. It's going to look a little smaller, like this. So just for that, I'm just going to close this out and do it from here. So this is, I'll just teach you how to navigate it a little bit. So just for the purposes of this, it's going to be on the Ethereum chain because that's the main one that it comes on. And you can just double check that by seeing here, it says Ethereum mainnet. There are test networks, like if you're a developer or you're trying to get some test Ethereum, you can show these and show test networks, and you'll see there's lots of other networks, but we can just keep those off. This is more of a simple beginner MetaMask video. So let's say you want to fund this account. You want to put some Ethereum on it. This right here, now where it says account 1, where it says account 1, but under that where it says 0xdf1 ... that is your wallet address. And what that means is that's your unique identifier to how to send funds to that wallet. This is a public address. So you can share this. If someone gets a hold of it, they can't do much with it. All they can see is with this address, they can see all the transactions you've kind of made or sent, and they can also send you money. but they can't steal any money from you. So I've seen people, like even other YouTubers, put their public address in the description of their videos if people want to tip them. It's not a big deal if this gets out. So I wouldn't be worried too much about having to keep that super safe. If you're wanting to send funds to this, all you have to do is just hover over this little box, kind of invisible box, and click on it. And then that address is copied to your clipboard. A really other important thing is you want to check that it's the same address, because some malicious programs that may be installed in your computer and you might not know it, what they actually do is they detect when you've copied an Ethereum or Bitcoin or all of these other addresses, and it will replace it with the hacker's address. So it's really difficult to know, right? Because we're not used to looking at these numbers. If you see 0x and then blah, 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 you're just going to think, great, that's my address. But they'll have actually replaced it with their own address automatically. So every time I do this, I always just double check these first 3 and then the last 4 or however many so there are. So hopefully if I don't have a virus, this should show, yes, DF1 and then 6FB0. DF1, 6FB0. So we're all good. This is my legitimate wallet address. From here, I can go to my centralized exchange or wherever my Ethereum is held. It might be another wallet. And I can just put this in and I can send it there. There are lots of different ways to do that, but I'm assuming you know how to send Ethereum to an address. And once that's there, depending on the speeds of the Ethereum network at the time, it may take a little while. But after a while, maybe it could be as quick as a few minutes and it could be as long as a few hours. Eventually, you'll end up here. And this balance will go from 0 ETH and $0 to something above that, assuming you've sent something. And that's how it's done. So from there, you'll have ETH. Here you can see your activity. Right now, I don't have any transactions, but if I were to send or I don't think it's receive, but maybe receive. If I do anything on Uniswap, it will show up here in the activity. So a couple other things I want to mention. There are lots of coins on the Ethereum network. I can go to CoinGecko right now and just look at an example. Actually, one that comes right to the top of my head is, actually, we can do Tether. So most of these coin tracker websites like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, all these others, they'll have the contract info for a token that you're looking for. So I'm just using Tether as an example because it's super popular and lots of you might be using this. Up here where it says info, you'll say contract, and that's the main thing you're looking for. You can either click to copy, and I'll just use that for this purpose, but there's also an add to Metamask button. So I'll do that a little bit later, but this is kind of the manual way because lots of different coins, they'll just give you the contract address and they won't give you anything else. So what I'm going to do here is just copy this contract address. And then what I'll do here is I'll go to Metamask, and then I can import tokens where it says import tokens. Then I will go to custom token, and I'll just paste it in. And from there, the rest should just fill in. So you can see it's got USDT, decimal 6, and it's got it right. Then I'll just hit add custom token and import tokens. And if I had a balance, if someone sent me Tether and I couldn't see it, then I just paste this in and this would be higher. So if someone sends you funds and you can't see it, like if someone were to have sent me Tether, I wouldn't immediately see it here. I would have to put the Tether in my tokens list first. So that's one way of doing it if you just get the contract address. But another way of doing it, a quicker way, I guess, is if you know the coin specifically and it's on CoinGecko or something. I'll just use VGX because that's one I have in mind. I can just hit this add to Metamask button. From there, this pops up and I just add token, and it's just the same thing we did before, but a lot fewer steps, and it's there. So that's how to add tokens. And the last thing I'll say before ending this is up here, you can see it says not connected. And that's when it's not connected to a website you're using. It doesn't mean it's not connected to the internet or anything. It's just not connected to this site, CoinGecko. But if I were to go to a website like uniswap.org and launch app, then if I hit connect wallet and I click MetaMask, I can hit next, connect with MetaMask. I'll just allow it to view the addresses and connect. And then up here, now it says connected. So all that thing means is that it's connected to the website I'm using. And let's see if I can get it to activate here. It might not be able to if I don't have enough balance, but let's go Ethereum to Tether. This is how I do a swap. So if I were to do, I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough balance because I have no balance. But if I were to do this, if I were to make a Uniswap trade, all I have to do is connect it to my MetaMask like I just did by hitting Connect Wallet and then clicking MetaMask. Then I type in the amount I want to swap. And then down here, it would just say swap. And then there would be a little pop-up on the MetaMask screen. Unfortunately, I don't think I can simulate this pop-up unless I do a testnet thing, but I think that's outside the purposes of this video. But all that would happen is there would be a little pop-up here, and then there would be a button that says confirm. And from there, I just hit confirm transaction, and then that's it. The money would go from my MetaMask, it would make the swap, and then I get the Tether. So that's really why MetaMask is great. You can do lots of things with it. So not only is it just a regular Ethereum wallet and some other wallets too, but the main thing is that it interacts with our pages really well. So I can do things with Uniswap, I can do things with PancakeSwap, and it's just a way for you really easily to interact on your web browser with your crypto wallet. So that's been it in Betterment Crypto. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.